I'm good.
Steve, what's going on, brother? Get the so I can see the Facebook comments because for some reason they be showing up private, so nobody can see it. So every time I start a podcast, I have to go to my Facebook settings and
Set him up.
yeah, so. All right, hold on. All right, man. So, what's going on, guys? We're a minute in. Welcome to the Big Guilty Cigar Podcast. Today, I'm joined with my boy C. And just a little backstory on C. I met C like 4 years ago. We worked in the same property, and C would always see me smoking a cigar outside on my lunch break. He'd be like, "Yo, what you smoking, man?" I'm like, "Yo, I'm smoking an SP, smoking a SP Red." So anytime I seen C, I used to always carry a bag of cigars with me. So I would go and hand him an SP Red, SP Black, NC Killer. I'm like, "Yo, you got to come to the shop." He's like, "Yeah." He's like, "Oh, he's like, yeah, one day, man. Yeah, he's like, "You got to come down to Lodi." So for years, we talk about linking up, and then somehow, some way, he ended up at Sanjay's shop, and we was able to connect there. And then we was able to connect a few days ago over at another shop over here locally in Newark called South End Cigars, owned by Anna Maria. And C, it's a pleasure. It's an honor to have you on, man. It's always good talking to you, chopping it up, man. And like I thought I knew my shit, and I'm pretty sure you about to take me to school, so I look forward to it, man.
No, man.
So
Thank you for having me. I appreciate you. And like you said, we've been kicking it back and forth for all these years, and we
yeah,
really haven't been able to hook up until this few months ago. And like they said, like the love is there. It's back and
yeah,
forth.
man.
We do. We smoke
So
cigars and keep it moving.
yeah, so tell everybody about yourself, man. His and her cigars. Where you from? Uh, what brands you rep? What's your role in the cigar industry?
In the cigar industry, I have a few roles. I'm partners with my cousin and a few other guys at the Burnt Leaf in Sunrise, Florida. We have a shop there, and whenever you guys down in Florida, it's 15 minutes from the Fort Lauderdale airport, right there, ready to go. I also work for Cigar Culture. We're a brokerage firm. We carry brands that we do New York, New Jersey, Pennsylvania, um, Connecticut, and Florida. Um, Born and raised in the city. I live in New Jersey now, doing cigars. That's pretty much it. You know?
All right. So like so
His and hers started as I told my girl. I said, "Babe, let's take a picture of you smoking a cigar, and I bet you in a couple of days we'll have like 400 400 hits or something like that." It's only been 6 months. We're on our way to 2,000 followers on our journey, a cigar journey. About a couple with friends, visiting lounges, having a good time, and exploring the cigar world.
it's amazing, man. So what got you into cigars? Like where the journey started?
Oh man, I started smoking cigars when I was about 18.
Yeah.
My promoting days back in the city, you know, all night, every night in a club, and I hated the smell of cigarettes.
Yeah.
So I used to go buy two cigars, light it up in the club, and smell the cigarettes.
Yeah. Yeah.
Enjoy the cigar.
Yeah.
That's how old I am. You can smoke back in the club.
Yeah. That's crazy, man. So what you used to be at LQs or
Oh, all of them.
all of
All of them, bro. There's not a club in Manhattan, you know, Bronx, Queens that I ain't visited.
Yeah, wow. So did you ever go to what was it? It was Club Hollywood at one point. It was Palladium.
Yes, sir. Yes,
You
sir.
know,
I was in Palladium way underage. I was
yeah.
in Palladium when I was 16 years old.
Wow.
You got to remember those blue stairs with the glass in them with the lights popping up through them.
Yeah. Man, the first time I ever went to a club, I was like 16, and I went to the spot on Main Street. Back then, I think it was Club Hollywood then, but we went there to see Fat Joe perform.
Gotcha.
Yeah, so we went there to see Fat Joe perform, and while we were there, it's teenage night.
Mm-hmm.
So while he was there, he was able to go and give that story on how he got that scar in his stomach. He said he got slashed from belly button all the way up to his nipples, being wild, and for the moment he actually like stopped everybody. Everybody stopped and was listening, like, wow, so just shows you, yeah.
Joe was from the Bronx.
Yeah.
We had people in common.
Yeah.
And he at one point he was a wild boy, but he's
Yeah.
good now, man. He's good
Yeah.
now.
He's good, and condolences to Joe. He just lost his mother, I believe.
Yeah.
So condolences to him, man. It's tough for anybody to lose a parent. So condolences out to him, and and your boy Antonio saying Palladium was life.
Oh yeah, hell yeah. He knows. Me and Antonio and I went to high school together.
Oh wow, that's what's up.
Cardinal Hayes.
Cardinal Hayes.
91. Up Hayes.
Mm-hmm.
Happy
my boy
Cinco de
Sosa's
Mayo.
in the chat, man. Sosa's from Harlem. Now he's down in Alabama. My boy Tom Fisher's on, man. Tom is great people, man.
Nice.
He is the number one. He's the number one, bourbon sommelier in the country, man. He originated the bourbon blog. When you want to talk bourbon, Tom is the guy to go to, man. Tom is knowledgeable. Man. He knows a lot. He knows a lot of people, man. He's great people, man. Great people.
Great. Love bourbon.
Yeah, man.
91, baby.
What?
That's when we graduated.
Yeah. What's on in the Bronx, man? Listen, 149 in the Bronx is listen. That's a different animal.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Especially over by 3rd Avenue.
Yep, we're a few blocks down from 3rd. Good. We're right on the concourse.
Mm-hmm.
What you smoking?
Right now, man, I'm smoking an Industry Club right now. But after this one right here, we jumping into this Killer B. Which is one of the brands that you represent.
One of my favorites.
So
I'm gonna light up my first one.
Nice. What do you got? What do you got?
We're gonna go with Aventura's Barbaroa's Invasion.
Okay.
Really good.
Nice.
It's Mexican San Andreas, and is excellent stick. It gives just enough spice, but it's not an intrusive spice. Comes with a closed foot. It's really good.
You rep out and through the, you rep HBC, you rep Psalm, and the one thing is that now you really have to dive into, because you have to be able to explain these cigars.
Yes.
And you kind of have to go and really, be able to not just break down what from what the rep says, as far as, all right, well, these are where these are from.
Correct.
And when you're in there and you're selling, like, all right, well, this one right here, you're gonna get this, these notes, which you should be looking for, it's from this valley, and and honestly, that's a lot to remember for all those brands,
It is. So the good thing is that all the owners of the brands that I represent are really accessible. So I get to spend time with them. I get to hang out with them. get to so I can get their explanation and I get their passion behind the brand. And then that it resonates when somebody speaks to you with passion, you know, the information sticks.
Yeah.
Then I have a lot of cheat notes all over the house, so I'm like
Yeah.
counting them all.
Yeah.
You know, I got,
You know.
I got
So
100
like,
different sticks.
so
I got
when you
the blends.
so when you first started smoking, like when did you really decide that you really wanted to be like this is the life that I love, cigar smoking is something that I really want to get into, like, it became a passion.
The passion came in after I became more knowledgeable about cigars,
Mhm.
how they were made, how many hands it took to farm the tobacco, to plant the tobacco, farm the tobacco, mature the tobacco, make the tobacco into a cigar, and then put the product out.
Mhm.
And that interests me so much. And then the love of the plus I'm Dominican and people love it out there. It's a part of the culture. It's in our blood. Tobacco is in our blood. And
Mhm.
I decided one day that this is the way I want to go.
Yeah. you know So, going from where you loved it because like before you used to be down with Fanatics. No, well, I'm not gonna say used to.
Still am. No, I
Yeah,
still am. I still am.
I was gonna say
That's
you still
that's home base.
that's home
Kenny's
base.
Kenny's my
Fanatics,
nephew, bro.
yeah, Fanatics is home. And you guys did a lot of stuff with Fuente back in the day. Well,
Yeah,
still
yeah, yeah.
do,
Still
still
do.
do,
Still do.
still
Still
do.
do. I still do. Every time we go to DR, that's one of our first stops. We go to the factory. We meet up with Jose, with Ignacio. When Carlito's there, he always greets us. Treats us like family. That's one thing. When the entire cigar culture,
Mm-hmm.
it starts with family, because it's usually the parent or the grandparent hands off to the son, and the son hands it off to the son or daughter, the second generation and the third generation and then the fourth generation. So when you go to these cigar places, there's always the families around. The kids are running around. Everybody, the wives are involved. The husbands are involved. Everybody's involved in this, and it's always a cousin, a brother, a sister. It's a family thing.
Like one thing is I wish I knew Spanish. Because sitting down and you've had this experience, and I'll be right there next to you. And, when you're talking to Chico just about tobacco, you know, and he's just sitting there, just like going on and on, you
And
know.
Chico pulls out photos of tobacco
For,
leaves and explaining
yeah,
how many
yeah,
branches and how many veins are in
yeah.
each tobacco. Chico,
It's insane. Like the one thing that got me was when he was talking about just the veins in itself and how you can tell in a hybrid
yeah, that was
from
crazy.
yeah,
That was
how
crazy.
he was saying like it's gonna have like 7-8 veins if it's a natural,
Correct.
and hybrids are gonna have 9 veins.
Correct.
And
And then in those veins, the micro veins, they
yeah,
never touch. So
uh-huh,
from one vein to the next, the veins don't touch. And there's people that have been 100% in tobacco forever and don't
yeah,
understand that. But Chico, like, went to work in Cuba when he was a teenager.
yeah.
When
Wow.
when he first got his working papers, he went to Cuba and he learned all of that. Look at
Yeah,
that. What's up, Benjamin?
yeah. Like the one thing I love to learn about is just and Ben is doing it himself, where he's growing his own tobacco in the seeds, and a lot of people speak about the seed as far as and they always talk about a certain seed and replicating that certain seed of that crop
Right. Right.
because it produced a good tobacco.
It's the consistency. You need
Yeah,
consistency, consistent soil.
yeah,
You know, you need temperate weather. You need the weather can't be too hot.
yeah,
The weather can't be too wet. It has to be enough sun, enough water, enough shade to get the tobacco to grow the way it's supposed to grow. But these guys know how to manipulate the soil. So if if the soil's too wet, they add stuff. If the nutrients are not there, they add stuff. So again, there's so many people involved. When this touches your, by the time you get this, it's 2,000 hands touch it before you even get to it.
Like, because the one thing I always wondered was just the fact of, when it comes to just the consistency of the weather, and and they always say like you want to be able to turn the soil. So within that turning of that soil process, what farmers do is they grow other stuff on it that would replenish that soil.
Yeah.
So now I just wonder when it comes now with the way things are now, technology is probably so advanced that kind of old school method is probably out the window now.
Correct, because they have so many natural fertilizers that they have to add that replicates that what you said, that certain plants leave certain nutrients in the soil.
Yeah.
Over there, those farms are pristine, and those are only for tobacco and straight up only for tobacco. They have it down. They have it down to a science.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's to me, it just has to be amazing just being able to, you have 100 acres and it's just tobacco.
No, dude, when you go over there, there's hundreds of thousands of acres just tobacco.
Oh my God.
But as far as the eye can see, though, it's breathtaking. Well, it's kind of, I'm from La Romana, which is southeast of Dominican Republic.
Yeah.
And what we grow out there is sugarcane.
Mm.
So you can go and you can climb a tree, and as far as you can see in all four directions, to be sugarcane. Talking about miles of sugarcane, not acres, it's miles.
You know what? Like, think just about that is that after that sugarcane is cut, you will probably get some fire tobacco from that sugarcane soil because you'll get like a sweetness from that.
Again, I'm not an engineer. I'm not a soil technician. All of that. I try to be a connoisseur.
Yeah.
And I know what I like and I know what I don't like.
Yeah.
And I know that everybody before me that touches the cigar before I get it, they know what they're doing. That's why they come out. That's why there's so many great cigars out there right now.
That's like I'm pretty sure you've been to Martinez.
Yes.
And sitting down with Jesus and seeing the whole operation is right there. They get the tobacco in. Those guys are busting down a minimum of 500 cigars a day.
Yeah. Each person is
each person, and they just sitting there roll, boom, 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 boom. You just see them, and they probably start rolling around 12 o'clock. So if you're in the city and you're in there around 12 o'clock, you see them guys fucking work, man.
Yeah, them boys do their thing, man. I go down there and I smoke.
Yeah, man. It's always a party.
When you go to the Dominican Republic, right now I think it's like they're at 290 million cigars a year.
Oh my God!
Come out of the Dominican Republic. Nicaragua, it's almost a billion. They do like 980 million cigars.
That's one thing about it now too, is that a lot of people say like DR, well, not DR, but Nicaragua is kind of like the gold standard right now of tobacco.
There's great cigars that come out of Nicaragua.
Yeah.
About a gold standard, I think there's great tobaccos that come out of Dominican Republic. There's great tobaccos that come out of Honduras.
Yeah.
There's great tobaccos that come out of Costa Rica. There's great tobaccos that come out of everywhere,
Yeah.
But right now, they're the biggest guys. They're the biggest producer.
Yeah.
Of cigars.
Like, because cigars has to be probably their biggest part of their economy.
Oh yeah. The biggest export has to be. Again, I'm planning to go this year to Esteli and all of that and visit some.
Okay.
So when I go out there, I'll send some pics. So maybe come in on the live out there.
Yeah.
We'll record something so you can see the vastness of the tobacco fields and stuff like that.
Yeah, I believe it. What's going on, Maria?
Hey, Maria.
Yeah. You know, like that's the one thing that I like. You know, like my dad, he's from Grenada. You know, and I don't have my passport, so it's like everybody and their mama on my dad's side is like, you stop playing games and get your passport because you're playing games.
Yeah.
And I am, I'm doing it. Like, because I just know, like during carnival time, I'm gonna be there. I'm gonna be in Trinidad. Like on my off times, I'm gonna be like I'm not gonna have no money because I'm always gonna be out the country in Nicaragua, DR, like because like once you really get into the cigar culture, you don't become just attached to the cigar. You become to the whole process.
Correct.
And especially and when people want to teach you something, like you really want to soak in like a sponge.
Yeah, and this thing, the more you know, the more you want to know.
Exactly.
But this gets addictive in the knowledge part of it. Like you see
Yeah.
it, and like you learn a little tidbit, and like, all right, but why this? And then you keep going down that rabbit hole, and then it just keeps opening up and opening up and opening up.
It's
And
just
every day you learn something new. Every
well, and
day,
that's
and there's
and people are so willing. People are so willing to teach. If you're willing to learn, people will take their time and really take you under their wing and take you through the whole process.
yeah.
You
I
know,
go back. I go
I
back
was
to family. I go
yeah,
back to family. You
yeah,
know, it's all about the love, and this is what I tell everybody. This is an icebreaker.
it really is.
All right. So it doesn't matter what you do, where you from, what language you speak. You go into a lounge, you sit down, the guy's in front of you, guy or girls in front of you. What you do? You give them the head nod, you know, and after a few minutes, you ask, hey, what you're smoking,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
then back and forth, and then that's where the conversation starts. Nobody cares, you know, what you do for a living, all right? Just what kind of smokes you do,
Hmm.
and that's where it's at. That's why I love this.
Uh, I'm here too, Maria. You can say, "Hey,
Yeah.
hey, how you doing?" You know, I missed you last time. You was in the shop. You know, you can say
I'm,
hi, too, Maria.
I'm one of Maria's favorites.
Uh, I love Maria, man. She's super cool people. Yo, my
Super
boy
cool.
Stormy Brody in the building. My boy Lawrence. Avengers are in the building, man.
Avengers.
So like we do we do this little we do a podcast every week. It's me and a few other guys, and my boy cigar head Fred came up with it, and he calls it, and he came up with the name of the cigar Avengers, man. And the Avengers is just more and more members are just being added added by the week,
Yeah,
man.
that's how it's supposed to be, man.
Yeah, you know, yeah. So get and if you guys know, if you guys have questions for C, C's a rep. I know Sosa said he was smoking the HBC hotcakes, which a cigar that I love that hotcakes.
Really good. My
That
next
hotcake.
my, my next cigar I got right here is the new one that they're coming out with. It's the 520. It's a new
Okay.
520
All right.
special edition. It's 10-year anniversary.
Wow.
Yeah,
So
Lorenzo's gonna be here. He lands tomorrow. I pick him up from Philly. We're gonna be
okay.
we're gonna be in Philly and South Jersey tomorrow.
Okay.
Uh, Wednesday, Thursday we'll be in Jersey. We'll be running around in Jersey.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me know when you guys gonna be out at Jersey, man. I'll stop by.
Yeah, I'll hit you up. Let you know where we're at.
And like you went to PCA, man, and I know that right there was a crazy experience for you, man.
It was. It was.
But like, was there any cigars that you were able to get your hands on at PCA that you was able to smoke that you was like, oh, this could be nice.
Not for nothing, but um, on my field day,
Mm,
Enrique did a homage to his dad, a cigar for his dad.
Wow, it's amazing.
It's called Para Jose Cejas. That was the best cigar that I smoked with this for sure.
Wow.
Yeah, but smoked the which one did I smoke that I liked? The Davidoff, the new one.
Mm.
The Davi was good. The LFD, that one was really nice.
Yeah.
What else did I have that was really good? The Blue Eye Jack Maduro limited edition, that was really good. Again, I'm calling out some of my brands, man, but the Blackbird Superb Lancero.
Yeah.
Next time I see you, I got one for you, bro. That
Oh,
thing
amazing.
was
Amazing.
awesome. It was awesome. It was awesome. Awesome.
We were saying Aurora.
Yeah, La Aurora. The new one, Alma Fuerte Sol. Fuerte
Nice.
Sol was really good.
Frank, my boy Frank. So he's hosting a event over at Sandra's on Friday.
Oh, this Friday?
Yeah, so it's this Friday coming up, man. I'm at the final. I'm at the final. We got to work to get there. Like I'm at to switch with somebody. I'm at to go to work and I'm not feeling too good, But I got to get there and support Frank, man. Frank is one of my guys, man. Really good people, man.
What time does it start?
I believe I think it starts at. I think it's either gonna be all day or I think around like 5 maybe. I'm not 100% sure. Frank, if you can't just drop it in the chat,
Yes.
what's the event starts, and it's gonna be at 419 Broad Street over at Sandra Smoke up for he said either 4 or 5.
All right, cool.
So
yeah, we're free on Friday, so we'll stop by. Me and the wife will stop by. We have an event at JO's Cigar Lounge in Hawthorne on Thursday.
Okay.
I'm doing a charity event over there.
All right, man. So if you're in that Hawthorne area, man, stop by. See what's up to see. Tell them Innocent sent you.
Come through. We're doing it's an Aventura event. Come through. Just hit us up on Instagram. DM us if you want to come. We'll have a table, but let us know ahead of time so we can save your seat.
Yeah,
it gets packed in there.
So now that you're on the rep side of things, like what brands like that? What brand really surprises people the most? Like when you give them to retailers, they're like, wow, I never smoked this or heard of this brand. They're like, wow, this is kind of breathtaking.
Matilde is one of them. Sam is another one. Vlad does great work with his cigars.
Yeah.
And pretty much all of my boutiques, HVC, Aventura gets a lot of traction because it's about everywhere, but it's still a boutique brand.
Yeah. It's I know I keep going back to Vlad, but he has such an interesting story coming from the wine background.
Yep.
And coming from the wine to now cigars, to me, you kind of bring a different. I would kind of say a different mindset as far as your palate is kind of so developed, because in wine you kind of have to be able to distinguish all those different flavor notes. So you're taking that, and now you're taking that into the cigar game.
Yep. Yeah, that's why Henderson's partner Marcel, he's a sommelier by trade also.
Wow.
So it's wine, anything that has to do with the taste buds,
Yeah.
Cigars, whiskeys, wine. It's all it all has to do with that. Those notes. The notes is what catches you.
Yeah.
Anybody can blow smoke, but when you smoke a cigar, you learn to enjoy the cigar. That's why I like to smoke everything. I smoke everybody's stuff. I go around and I try something new. I go from the mildest Connecticut to the strongest, Oros to, because I need to learn. I need to learn what to differentiate what's what. If somebody asks me, hey, let's say just HVC. What does it taste like? I got to be able to know, like, hey, you smoke Tatuaje, you smoke the
Exactly.
Bone, if you smoke LFD, this is the kind of cigar that you want to smoke.
And that's the biggest thing when you're dealing with somebody. It's like, all right, well, what do you know? Because it's always like, what do you normally smoke? And people say, well, I smoke anything. All right, well, I understand you smoke everything, but what are your favorites? What are your go-tos?
I love when people say me, I smoke everything.
Yeah,
because they're willing to learn. They want to learn.
yeah,
Those are the people that want to learn. When people say I only smoke this,
yeah,
it's your choice,
yeah.
you know, but you're missing out. You're missing out
On a lot.
stuff.
On a lot. You know,
Yeah.
because the hardest part there when it comes down to when people say I smoke everything, at the same time it's like, all right, like you give them a HVC, but they're not the biggest fan of pepper, and you give them that hot cake. They're like, oh, this was too peppery. You're like, all right, well, you gotta give me a little bit more. You gotta give me a little bit more.
So then we give them a selection number one. That has no pepper on it. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly.
It's a Habano, super flavorful, no spice.
And that's the thing, like, and when you get somebody that's like, oh well, only smoke LFD. It's like, all right, cool, all right. I know I gotta hit you with something in my portfolio that's gonna have that punch.
Yeah.
So it's and Louis Quibb always says this one thing. He goes, I just want room in your humidor. I just want to be in your rotation.
Mm-hmm. That's it.
That's it. I just want to be in your rotation.
Yep. Like I got guys that only like Fuente. Nothing wrong with that. And smoke over this, that, and the other. I hand them that gas station sushi. Maduro, Lancero.
Like, oh.
Everybody's like, what is this? Like, when they're halfway down, I ask them, how much do you think that thing costs? They give me a price. I tell them it's $5.50 all day.
And they're like, yo, this is insane.
Yeah.
Like, how do you sell this? How do you sell this for $5.50?
But Sons does it for the people. Big up the Sons.
Exactly. Yeah. So going back in the day, like who was in your rotation back when you first started smoking cigars?
When I first started smoking cigars, I had a little plug, so I was smoking a lot of Cubans, smoking a lot of Patagas. But I'm talking about in the early '90s when they were affordable.
Yeah,
they were easier to get. I was smoking like everybody was smoking Romeo and Julieta. People were smoking, Dunhills and Nat Shermans. What's
up, Bob? How you doing, man?
What's up, Bob?
Yeah, I hope the family's well, man. Yeah, like when it comes to Cubans, man, the ones that I have smoked, and that sounds like to get my hands on was the one I fell in love with, was the Upman Magnum.
That's another one.
Well,
Upmans.
That cigar right there was breathtaking. And I got a few guys in my group that love the Wild Churchill.
Yep. Anytime I go to Europe, when I go to Spain or something, I look at my Partagas number 4. That's what I like. That's my wheelhouse.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, about life as well, man. I'm doing what I love to do, man. I'm sitting here podcast talking to good people, man. This is what I love. Yeah.
But right now I'm really digging. We got a lot of great sticks coming out of DR.
Yeah.
A lot of great sticks coming out of Nicaragua. And the thing is that since there's more hybrids and there's more access to certain tobaccos, people are making these blends that are like, yo, what is this? How come nobody ever thought of this before?
Yeah.
And
well, because it's becoming a science now. You know,
Yeah.
it's like it's becoming now because you can get so many tobaccos from different places that now you can say, oh, let me get a little bit of KFC, but mix it with a Cameroon.
Mm,
With some Columbia filler. You know, let me see. Let me play with this a little bit, see how it comes out, and see if it's smokable.
yeah, yeah. I love anything that has Zimbabwe in it.
Yeah.
Anything that has aromatico in it. You know,
Mm.
great
You know
stuff.
what? It's interesting because the other day on Saturday we were talking about Zimbabwe tobacco.
Okay.
You know, and and the guy was saying he was saying he wasn't the biggest fan of it, but he wanted to explore more into it.
Again, the whole stick doesn't have to be Zimbabwe. You know,
Yeah,
you can
exactly.
use a wrapper, you can use a binder, some of the filler. Remember, it depends where you put it on the stick. The flavor profile is gonna change.
You know, it's I remember one time I was at the shop and Jose Blanco came in, and
Mm,
you know, Jose he just starts talking tobacco, and before you knew it, there was a whole crowd around Jose, just asking him questions about certain regions. And he goes, well, this country is good for binder, this country is good for filler. You know, this country is they're just breaking down what countries have the best what countries have the best for cigar.
correct.
And just seeing there, and you're just like, man, this is insane. And we was able to get him for like an hour, and and just hearing him, saying like, okay, well, the reason why this country doesn't, you don't see that, that this cigar has a bind, not a bind, but the wrap is from that country is because that country that doesn't produce good wrap. It only makes good binder and film.
Hmm.
And for me, I never looked at it like that. I thought that every country was able to produce, you
No,
know,
no, because we have the sun. If it beats up the leaves, if you have insects, you have so many different things, and then the seed. It starts from the seed. You know,
mm-hmm,
there's certain plants that are just grown for wrappers, like Mexico. Mexico just started importing tobacco into Mexico a few years ago,
yeah,
right? So now, before Mexico used to ship out all their best tobacco,
mm,
all of their best tobacco off the rip was going out somewhere else. Now you got great cigars coming out of Mexico because they're
yeah,
keeping some of their best stuff
yeah.
because they can import fillers from somewhere else. They can import a
Mm-hmm.
binder from somewhere else and put that San Andreas Mexican on top of it, man.
It's kind of crazy because like for the last year and a half, every company has worked with Mexican San Andreas.
Because that thing right, yo, that the 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 flavorfulness, the sweetness that it gives to the cigars. And then right now you have so many different San Andreas. You have San Andreas Mexican. You got a San Andreas Maduro. You have a San Andreas Colorado. You know, you get whatever you
Mm-hmm.
get, and then variations are gonna not. They're out there. People are already working on variations and hybrids. Because the best thing is that you could do is you take an Italian seed, grow it in Italy, take the seed that comes off of that, grow it in the Dominican Republic. It's gonna taste different
Mm-hmm.
just because you grew it somewhere else. And then some people are taking it, growing it, and then shipping it different way, different
Yeah,
parts of the world, and growing it and see how it comes out. That's going on right now. All that bioengineering is going on
yeah, yeah.
all.
Like because to me it's amazing how I think that most blenders have like their signature, and like you can smoke and you go, okay, like you can
Mhm.
smoke it blind and you're like, all right, I figured that this guy blended it,
Yep.
you know just
Like a
because,
Like Chico.
Yeah.
Chico. All his sticks taste different, but the minute you pull on it, you know it's a
Yeah.
Chico.
Exactly.
The complexity that he gets off his cigars is second to none.
Exactly. Yeah. Which is 100% fact right there. 100% fact. Like I would love to go to his farm and just have,
Man, whenever you're ready, dude. I told you, you're ready.
Yeah.
I know. I got the address.
Yeah. 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 My boy Skinny Money, King of Philly. What up, Skinny? Yeah. Like it's amazing. Like when he was showing us the pictures, and he was saying that his specialty is Corojo. Dominican Corojo. And
Yes, sir.
And for me, like Corojo is one of my favorite rappers.
Same.
I love a Corojo, but I actually, sorry, I actually love an Oscuro too.
Yes.
People
sleep on that.
Yeah, like Oscar makes a really good Oscuro cigar.
Mm-hmm.
Leaf by Oscar.
Yeah, I think that whole line. You can smoke that whole entire line.
Yeah.
Just don't smoke the wrapper. The wrapper. Like I seen people cut through it and light it up.
Yeah, that was actually one of the first cigars I ever bought. Was a Leaf by Oscar. So the first cigars that I ever bought, I bought a Isa de la Sol.
Okay.
I bought one of the house blends, and then I bought a Leaf by Oscar because I like the way that it looked because it looked cool with the tobacco wrap on it. Man, what I tell you, it took me like 2 days to finish that cigar. Because like I'm just starting out, so because I picked up cigar smoking during COVID.
Okay.
Yeah, so like the funny thing about it is the fact that like when Nat Sherman was open, I was just smoking, and then Nat Sherman closes, you go in there, you cut it out, man. And I'm pretty sure you've been into that Nat Sherman shop plenty of times.
Man, I used to go there to learn.
Wow.
I used to go there to learn. All those guys over there were aces. Every guy that worked there, every guy and girl that worked there were aces. They knew what they were talking about. And then you would come to me like, all right, remember I smoked this and this last time? Give me something a little more heavy. Give me something a little lighter. Give me something. I want a little something more sweet. I want a little something more fruity. And they would direct you, boom, boom, boom. It's not 100, because everybody's palate is different.
Yeah.
But they would take the time to learn what you smoke, and then after a while, they knew what you like. You would walk in and like, yo, come here, I got this to taste for you. And that shop wasn't about you walk in, grab the same 2 cigars and leave. They were like, no, come here, try this, try this, and they weren't trying to upsell you. They were just trying to, teach you.
Well, it's teach you, but open up your palate.
Yeah, open up your palate.
That's the biggest thing with cigar smoking is just having an openness and a willingness to really just oh, here we go.
What are you talking about? It's tied.
Oh,
it's tied.
Skinny.
It's tied right now. Skinny. It's tied.
Skinny.
Get out of here with that bull.
What happened? What happened when the Knicks went down to Philly? See, the Knicks went and dusted y'all doors off. You worry about your 76ers, Skinny, all right? Worry about them. Don't worry about my Knicks. All right? Don't worry.
I'll be in Philly tomorrow, Skinny.
Yeah. Man, listen, man, see now my mind went to the Knicks now. You said the game is tied. And I hear the guys going crazy in the background.
Yeah, the boys are going crazy. Boston just went up by 3.
Man, listen, it's gonna be Antonio, good night, man. Thank you for joining, man. I appreciate it.
Antonio, my brother, I love you.
Yeah.
Yes, we were.
Yeah,
we were.
Keyword word down by 20, man.
Exactly.
So you know Carmelo Anthony is coming out with his own cigar.
Yep.
It's gonna be interesting to see like a lot of celebrities now coming out with their own celebrity cigar.
Well, we also rep Conor McGregor, the Notorious
Okay.
cigar.
Oh, then yeah.
I have that available too.
Have you smoked it yet?
Very good.
Really?
It was very good.
Wow.
I put everything to the side, because everybody say, oh, the celebrities come out with cigars. They usually just put their name on whatever. They did their thing. Shout out to Connor and his people over there. They did a good job.
So have you got it in any shops over here yet?
Right now, Sky in Jersey City gonna have them.
Okay.
They should have them this week.
Oh wow, nice. Yeah, and that it's like when I seen him coming out with his cigar, I was like, oh, this is gonna be interesting to see.
Mm-hmm.
Like
yeah, you were thinking proper 12 in your head.
That's the problem, man. He's scoring with the proper 12. The proper number 12.
The guy does his thing, man. I had a discussion the day before yesterday about certain cigars. If you take the label off of them, people will smoke them. Certain cigars, you take the label off, people won't smoke them. And then is that the cigar or is it the marketing? So it has to do a lot with the marketing too.
A lot with the marketing.
There are big companies that are out there that they pump a lot of money into their marketing and they do well. But there's a lot of small companies that don't do any marketing and they go by the cigar.
Yeah. Well, but the problem there, the hard part is just getting it in people's hands to try it.
That's it.
That's the one thing I always say about the smaller companies. It's very hard to get these cigars in people's hands to get it out there. And it's tough to really, like to catch that lightning. Also, too, it's like, unless you can go and you do a lot of podcasts, you do a lot of marketing as far as on the social media side, get to reviewers, so reviewers can try it and reviewers can say, all right, I like it. Somebody say I don't like it, but if somebody's able to see that and say, you know what, like he liked it, all right, let me see if I can find this cigar.
Yeah. Like I do 2 to 3 events a week.
Yeah.
And it's not even summertime. In the summertime, my schedule is like 3 or 4 events a week. Getting these boutique brands out there and just, I'm not here to educate. I'm here to just put the stick in your hand, give it a shot.
Give it a shot.
Fall in love with it. And then that's it. Just like I said, like everybody says, like we all say, put me in your rotation.
Yeah. That's it.
There's people that smoke 1 cigar a day. There's people that smoke 3 cigars a day.
Yeah.
Just get me in that rotation, And
that's all you want on the retail side. Like just give us a try.
Correct. That's 100%, Ben.
Yeah.
It's to sell the first one. It's the second one.
And they keep coming back.
Keep coming back. That's why you gotta sell. You have to make great cigars. You gotta make a great cigar because times are tough and people are looking for value for their money.
It's you speak of, and you guys bring up a good point. Down in Miami, I was able to speak to Ernesto, and Ernesto says that back in the day you would wait until after the first third, and then the cigar will open up.
Correct.
Now from the opening of the light, it has to be on. Nobody waits anymore to get to that first third to see if that cigar is good enough.
Sometimes I fall into that category, but I try to do better, and I go. Sometimes you're not gonna enjoy the steak on that first third.
Yeah,
and then life's too short to smoke a bad steak.
Yeah,
or a steak that doesn't is a liking to your palate.
Yeah, that's my thing. That's my thing, man. It's like I hate wasting tobacco. I hate it. You know, so your cigar has to be really bad for me to put it out. You know, it has to be like something. Damn it, I can't do it. You know, like, oh, speaking of it, I just got the band the one that you recommended me to was the Aventura, the Baby Blue band.
Oh yeah, that's the Blue Eyed Jack.
The Blue Eyed Jack.
Blue Eyed Jack, #1 seller for Aventura right now.
Wow. So what's the what's the fillers in the binders filler wrap?
I'll tell you right now. I have it right here. The Blue Eyed Jack. It's San Andreas, Colorado. Right. It's an Odor Dominicano binder, and it's proprietary fillers, all Dominican, grown on Henderson's farm. The tobacco is aged 5 years. Everything is 5 years old. It sits at least a year, and it's a medium plus. We got it in 3 different sizes: Robusto, Corona, and a Toro. It's creamy. It's super rich.
Yep.
And you got that nutty cashew flavor, and then the fruity and the floral at the end.
Nice.
There you go.
Yep.
That's her. That's her favorite.
Yeah. Nice. All right. Is that wifey in the chat?
Yeah, that's her.
What's up, wifey? What's going on?
That's her favorite. She loves the Orza age from La Aurora also.
Oh, wow.
That's one of her favorites.
You know,
but we smoke everything.
You have to, man. You have to. Oh, what's going on? See, I see over there peeking over, man.
The Knicks are up by 3.
Well, how much time?
I don't know. They went to commercial. They went to commercial.
Oh,
man. Man, everybody said we didn't have a chance against Boston.
At all. We have. That's the one thing, man. Everybody said
play the game, bro.
Know what the thing, man, is? I didn't even have faith, man. I was like, yo, if the Knicks can go and win 2 games, I'll be happy with that. At least they ain't get swept.
No.
Like now, like all right, like we're in this, like we can beat them.
Yeah, we can beat anybody.
Yeah,
we could beat anybody.
Yo, this is
we're on a roll, bro. This is our year. Let's go do this. Let's do this, man.
This smells very hard to take off right now.
It's gonna be the Knicks, and we're gonna keep with the blue and orange, and we're gonna go with the Mets too.
Listen, man. Listen. I'm gonna have Hector on next week.
Okay.
And I'm hoping that the Mets are on a losing streak.
Nah, bro.
No. Listen, the Mets on.
We got the #1 record, bro.
That's fine. Like because I need to be able to sit there and just torture Hector for the whole 2 hours I'm gonna have him. I need to be sitting there and just torture him about his Mets.
The Mets. Another 3. Shit. Another Brunson 3. We up by 6. 3 minutes left.
Put a fork in him. Put a fork in.
Not yet. These boys can shoot. Them boys can shoot.
How much time we got?
3 minutes, 20 seconds. But Brunson.
That's a lot of time.
That's a lot of time.
It's a lot of time.
Brunson's been clutch since day 1.
Yo, listen. When we drafted him, like I was like, all right, like he'll be the point guard that we need to at least run the offense. Because I was a big Julius Randle guy. Julius was my guy. When they traded Julius, I was hurt. Like I was like I felt like Pat Ewing got traded.
I was never on the Julius Randle boat. You know what I'm saying? He did his thing, but Julius he was inconsistent. And you got to play 5-on-5, but you can't play 1-on-5.
Yeah.
He's in the NBA. I'm not. I can't. You know what I'm saying? He's still up there. He's still balling. But I just,
He's born out there in Minnesota, man.
The toughest market is New York.
Uh-huh.
We're the toughest critics. We put you up here today, tomorrow we don't want to know about you.
You know what the thing is?
That was a foul.
But New York is different when it comes because like we know more, like, not take a shot at anybody, but we know more than most fans because we're invested.
Because everybody around us knows.
Yeah, man.
You can't show up and not know.
Yeah, exactly. It's like Soto. Like, he got paid all that money. He's not hitting, but you got Alonso hitting, and you're like, and
he's gonna get his groove. He's gonna get his groove. Imagine when the highest player in the game gets in his groove with the hottest team.
So, here's the problem now, though, is you guys might offer Peter a contract, but you still got teams that don't have a problem spending money. Like San Fran don't mind spending money for players.
Yeah, but I'm just saying he's doing his thing though.
He's doing his thing. Like Detroit will pay.
Yeah, Detroit will pay right now.
Do you know Detroit will pay? Once he won't go to Minnesota because of the fact that they don't have a team, and they're trying to get off the books of Correa.
Yep.
They'll trade him for a water cooler.
Yeah, they're trying to get him off his books. Yeah, he's big money.
Just to get his money off the books.
But don't be surprised that by All-Star game, we get another skinny Dominican playing for the Mets.
Yeah.
I'm hoping for Fernando Tatis to come over. If Tatis comes over, no.
That's tough.
San Diego is trying to, like a lot of people, they want to rebuild and stuff like that. Fernando Tatis comes over, it's a wrap.
See the problem there is, the owner died. The owner didn't have a problem spending that money. Right. So right now they're fighting between the wife and the brother. But in his will said she has no control over the team, and they're in court right now fighting over it.
Yep.
So
if she gets control, she's dumping everything.
Yeah.
She's
getting rid of everybody.
Yep.
So hopefully, fingers crossed, she don't get control of the team.
Well, as long as we get Tatis.
Yeah. Hey, don't be surprised, because the Yankees need another right fielder.
Yeah.
Don't be surprised if a left fielder we need.
Even losing Soto, the Yankees are still doing their thing.
Mm-hmm.
They finally got a couple pitches put together.
I think the one thing we're losing Soto, Bellinger just fit right in.
Correct. Yeah, he slid right in. He took over.
He fit right in.
Mm-hmm.
So it wasn't. It's at the plate. At the plate, it's a big drop off, but defensively, it's an upgrade.
Yes, and the new catcher you guys got too. The young.
Wells. I like Wells, man. And he's 24. He was a rookie last year.
Yeah.
Like that's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
But that beard had him looking like he was like 20, 29. He's a baby.
Yep.
But the good thing right now is, and they were talking about how the Mets can pretty much have the East wrapped up by July.
Yeah.
Because the Phillies aren't playing good baseball right now. And Atlanta's dead.
They've been for a long time.
That's crazy.
The Nats are not doing their thing.
Now, did you see that story about Ronald Acuna?
No.
And the story was he was saying that the Braves, they would if he wasn't running, they would bench him. They were talking about how, as a player, if he did anything wrong, he was sitting down. He was like, "Oh, but you guys don't treat other players like that." You know, so he was really in the media saying that, you know, like the Braves they don't treat him right. He said, and he downright said that they're racist.
That was a mistake.
You know,
I'm not in the organization. I'm only on the outside, but
hey, listen,
a lot of people said the same thing. A lot of people said the same thing. So
you know, hey, listen, you know, you never know. He might come up play with his brother, which I hope will never happen. No, his brother is actually really. He surprised me how good he is.
Really good.
He's not Ronald, but he holds his own. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he holds his own. But you know, you have an interesting shirt on right now, my man. You know, so if you want to talk about that brand, you know, His and Her Smoke.
His and Her Smoke. It's my girl and I. We started this as just a way to bring more couples into the smoking scene.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people doing women, a lot of people doing the guys thing. Not too many people. There's a few people out there doing what we're doing. But what we do is we pick a lounge, invite some friends, smoke, and have a party. You know, have men and women discussing different issues, but also about having a good time, knowing that you can have a good time with your partner while you smoke. That's pretty much the premise of us. We like to have a good time. We like to smoke. We like to smoke good cigars.
Yep.
We like to drink, you know, some fine stuff. You know, whiskey, bourbon, wines. But we gravitate to those couples and we have a good time. Pretty much what we do. And the lounges love us. We show up 10, 12 deep, have a good time. You know, make a night of it.
So Mike, so now you know, and you know, I'm a single. Oh, you know, I don't have a wife, so you know, and so I'm pretty sure you run into the problem of you'll buy like 2 or 3 sticks that you really enjoy, and you'll go to the humidor and it's not there. You know, like that could probably be the only downfall.
Why are you trying to get me in trouble? My girl tells me I buy too many cigars, but I tell her I'm smoking for 2.
Yeah,
you know? I'm smoking for 2. And
yep,
there she goes.
There goes the wife.
And she didn't go through like the trials and tribulations of us going smoking Haraks and smoking whatever $2 stick that we could find, and smoking on it. She got filtered through all of that. She started at one level, and then it's been high end name brands all the way through. So she's better than me because she'll smoke a cigar that she really doesn't love, but as we've been going to DR and talking to a lot of blenders and all that, they tell her smoke the entire thing because it'll change on you. And you never know. The good thing is that she learned how to retrohale right away. And if you got to retro your cigars. If you're not retroing your cigars, ask somebody that does it to try to teach you how to do it. The flavors that you get from the retro is 10 times more than just smoking it. You're pretty much wasting your time if you're not retroing.
Exactly.
In my opinion.
That's 100%.
Because there are cigars that I love that I started retroing, and I hardly smoke them anymore. And there's cigars that I didn't love that I started retroing, and you get all those nuances and all those stuff. And it's a game changer.
So when you guys first met, did she smoke the book? Did she smoke with you guys?
Nope, she never smoked.
So you got her into it.
I told her this is what I do, so you want to spend more time with me. Better than sitting at a lounge with me, just getting home with your hair smelling like smoke. Learn how to smoke. But she took
Now,
to it.
now, did you start her off easy as far as in the flavor and stuff, or you
Never
just threw it right
flavored. She's never smoked a flavored cigar.
Yes.
in? Wow.
Oh my.
Never smoked a flavored cigar. Wow.
How did they miss it?
Overtime.
Overtime.
It's 100 tied with 0.1 left. And they just missed this. Oh man. Back to my wife's first cigar.
Oh, what's the ball?
I'll tell you right now. It was a floater that rimmed out. Brunson threw a little floater that rimmed out.
Oh,
In and out. Hit the rim
Oh,
twice.
my
In and out. Was that goaltending? No, it wasn't. No. Rimmed out. Annie's first cigar was Hemingway. Short story.
oh wow. Okay.
I gave it to
Nice.
her that because on the initial light up you get that nice sweetness.
Yep.
You get that sweetness through the smoke, and that was her first stick.
Nice. So right from the bat, just jumped in head first.
Right from the back, and then
And
it was everything. Aventura, Aurora, Tatuaje, everything. Like we smoke everything out there.
Yeah. So
She loves the Robert Caldwells too. Long live the Queen.
yeah, So did you guys ever get your hands on those Girls Guns Gold?
Which ones?
The Girls Guns Gold.
No,
It's a Connecticut Lancero.
no, I haven't had that.
Oh man, well those are done.
They're
Man,
done.
those were off the chain. Off the chain.
Somebody gotta have them.
Yeah, we can't keep them in the shop. You know what? Let me check my inventory real quick. One of my boys sent me 5 of them. Let me see.
She loves that gas station sushi Maduro.
Yeah. No, the Maduro, that's the Lancero is my jam. I think I got like 7 of them left out of the pack.
Yeah, when Sanj got a delivery, he sent a bundle to her because she loves him.
Yeah, they are off the chain. Right now, I'm smoking the Killer Bee right now from Blackworks. Man,
Jason and the boys, they know what they're doing, bro. They know what they're doing.
Tell us more about the new boombox they got coming out.
Well, the boombox limited edition, it has every steak they've ever made in one gift box. So you can go there, they kick it, everything from we were there, smoked the new Emilio's. The Emilio is really good. All 3 sizes, like different flavors. The thing is about they're mostly medium to full, but they have a few Connecticut's that are really good.
Wow, yeah.
I haven't smoked one from Blackworks or Oveja Negra that I didn't like. They're all wonderful sticks.
So my boy Block, he put me onto the Killer Bee and the Shaolin.
Yeah, the Shaolin's and other ones.
What was the first 2 Blackworks that I ever smoked. And the problem was that the only time I could find them was when I went down to the PA. That's the only time I was able to find them. Hopefully, hopefully South End will, smoke those Shaolin and Killer Bees.
You could get them at JR.
Yeah. Oh, really?
JR has them. JR has them. I only carry them. My territory is New York, so I can only have them in New York.
Okay.
But there's some spots in Jersey you can get them.
Yeah. So in New York, what do you have, Matt? In New York?
Papa Juan's,
Okay.
uh, big Harlem Cigars has them,
Okay.
and then I carry them in most of my stores in Long Island. You guys go to Long Island, you carry them up there.
Nice. Now, have you ever been to Casas and Back by Rudy?
No,
It's at Long Island.
no, I haven't been to that one. It's not a,
Uh, you got
no,
Rudy
it's
is
not on my list.
one of the best people. Rudy is great people, man. Him and his wife are amazing.
Next time I do my route out there, I'll stop by this episode.
Yeah, you have to, man. You have to. Amazing people. Yeah. You know, Eric Espinosa goes up there every Christmas for an event every year.
Yeah, I met Eric at PCA. Nice guy.
Man, that whole staff is,
Yeah,
man, chill people, man. Great people.
Yep. Great
You know,
cigar too.
Yeah, him, Hector, Jack. So I'm not sure if I'm gonna have if Jack is gonna join. I know Hector's gonna be there, so I'll send out a text and see if I can get Jack on too.
Okay,
Then it'll be a real good time.
I'll be tuning in.
Yeah, man. You know, so like next year I'm actually planning to go to PCA next year.
No,
So,
come on down, bro.
so like us as the Avengers, we do a little poll in the chat. So we're just like, all right, we're gonna go and actually, we actually decided to go, to PCA to do content down there.
Yeah. You guys go in as media.
Yeah.
You guys get your media passes, and yeah. Well, I had a whole bunch of guys interview me. The guys that I know. We had a great time. The only thing is that with all my brands, I was walking up and down. People were just saying, "Yo, just look at this clown." People were saying hello. I say hello, like, "Yo, I'll be right back."
Yo, yeah.
They'll see me
Yeah. Wifey was telling me, man.
Yeah,
she was like, she said you must have walked 10 miles a day.
Before lunch, I had 10 miles in. Yeah. It was great though. We set up appointments. Met a lot of great people all over the country. There's a lot of new brands. Out there.
Yeah.
With some good stuff.
But you know what? But that's the best thing about the cigar business. It's always new brands. The hardest part is for a brand to sustain. I remember this is maybe 2 or 3 years ago. I was on a Zoom call with Steve Saka, and he was saying every year, he was saying like 100 brands go bankrupt. Well, every year.
It's a tough business.
Yeah, but it's mostly smaller up and coming brands because it's very hard because you don't have the extra money to give reps, to get out there.
But the thing is that when you start, and this is to anybody who's out there who's starting a brand, you got to put in that legwork because there has to be a connection between the cigar and the cigar maker, cigar owner. They want to make that connection.
Yeah.
Everything starts with a handshake. Hello, how you doing? My name is Caesar. I have this cigar. This is my cigar. I want you to try it. And that's what I tell everybody. I say, you have to promote your own stuff because somebody else is promoting a brand. They know that person. They don't know you. And you take the labels off of these.
That's the biggest thing.
They're just cigars, bro.
Yeah, and the one thing is the hardest part, is when it comes to your branding is your labels, because you have to stand out.
Gotta stand out,
and you have to pop to people to kind of like, oh, where's I kind of like eye candy.
Yep.
So it's very hard to go there and because you can have the best cigar in the world, but if
I'm gonna. We up 6. We up 6. We up 6 with a minute 40.
Oh man, listen, man.
We good, bro. We good.
Well,
good.
how much time? How much time left to go? Is
A minute 29.
oh, that's put a fork in it.
Minute 29. A minute 20. We're going for 3. We're only up 3 right now. 108, 105. A minute 15 left. We got this.
Yeah,
We needed to come out like this,
exactly.
so they know who New York is, bro.
Exactly.
Hold up.
You know what?
From Boston.
Yeah.
Tell my sister, you're my sister. You know, my nephews, my brother-in-law. Los Sneaks.
You see the background. You see the orange and blue background, man.
Yes, sir. Orange and blue, baby. That's where we at.
You know. Yeah, Cecil. You know,
Slow down.
It's all right. We up 3 with 30 seconds.
Oh.
Let's go. Let's go. Oh, come on, baby.
Yeah, man. Like this. Like,
Shoot
listen,
it. All right. 16 seconds. Hold on. We're going to pause for 16 seconds. 11 seconds.
Yo, we gotta hold for 16 seconds.
Nope. He ain't shooting that.
Yeah.
He fouled him.
Before.
No, he fouled him before. He fouled him before the shot.
Yeah. Hey, hold
right.
on.
Sorry, man.
Fuck you, Peter.
What happened?
In the chat. Fuck you, Peter. That's my guy.
Peter's a Boston fan. Listen. Pause.
That's enough for me. I don't want to end up like Fred. All right. 16 seconds is enough time for me. All right. You know,
man.
Once you get past that 16 second mark, you'll be in trouble.
Yep.
Yeah.
Oh man.
And, you know, and Peter's from Boston too, so this would be even fucking sweeter.
Yep. Take game 1. Take game 1 from them. Rob game 1 from them.
Exactly. Have one of those fucking Boston Stooges. Yeah, man. Like, you know, it's
what you got going on right now, brother?
Oh,
I know you. I know with your hats and all of that, and you coming out with your clothing line now.
Right now, man. I'm like I told you before, man. You know, I'm really thinking about starting the streetwear brand, man. You know, I was online today. You know, to do the paperwork for the copyright on it.
What's up?
Like, you know, the fear. Like, I love the fear of the innocent. The only thing I worry about, you know, I'm like, damn, what if this dude from fear of God? You know, because it's so simple. Like it's two different things. But the
fear of the innocent is different.
Yeah.
It's different, and all you gotta do is if you do your research.
Yeah.
You know, get your trademark. Once you got your trademark, you're good to go.
Yeah. You know,
because that line is crazy though.
Yeah, I was thinking about, you know, like, because, you know, like I was thinking about doing, you know, fear the innocent, but then the slogan for it is, you know, give them something to fear. You know, so it's like, you know, fear the innocent, give so, you know, like they don't expect what's coming from.
Mm-hmm.
Everybody think you're quiet, you know, or you know you're just not there yet. But give them something to fear.
Yeah.
So, you know, right now, you know, like with the cricket machine. I've been doing a lot of a lot of vinyls, a lot like just as far as lettering, seeing what lettering looks good, you know, and also just like, all right, like, am I gonna do it? Am I gonna do multicolored? Am I gonna do something simple? Just dealing with it, with just finding the right sweatshirts that I think people would enjoy. Because you don't want something too cheap.
Yeah.
You don't want something too cheap. You want something that,
No. You want quality. Everybody wants quality. People will pay for quality. Right now, people pay for quality.
yeah, exactly. And also too, like I want the vinyl. Take that shit, Peter. Take that Boston shit up the block, homie. Take that Boston shit and walk with it.
Let's go Knicks, baby. Let's go
Take
Knicks.
that Boston shit up the motherfucking block, homie. Oh
man. Man.
Yeah.
Great steal.
That's
Perfect.
and we ain't have a fucking everybody bet against us.
Everybody bet against you, bro.
Yeah. Oh man.
Yo,
Yeah. We're the Knicks.
we still winning Boston, baby.
That's all we wanted to do. Still want to Boston come home, take care of business.
Come on, take care of business.
Now it's time to get greedy and take two. Get greedy.
We were down 20 points.
Mm-hmm.
Sorry.
Yeah. Oh.
I thought we were gonna have more questions.
Yeah. So did I. Now, normally we do, man. Normally people come in and they ask a lot of questions, and they want to interact.
Yeah.
But
we're good like this.
Yeah.
People got questions, bring them on. We're still here.
Yeah, like so, because with your brain, like you were doing something for DTF.
Mm-hmm.
So like, because I'm pretty sure this right here is gonna be your first makeup. I'm pretty sure that there's other designs and illustrations that you guys can work with.
We got the next 3 already ready.
Wow.
Yeah, so we got one for the summertime. Actually, we got 2 for the summertime.
Yeah.
And then we got one that's gonna come out in the wintertime.
That's fire.
So we're already thinking next 2 quarters, next 3 quarters. And then right now we're just working on what we're gonna do next year.
The best thing about the cigar community is everybody supports you.
Correct. Yeah, that's one thing. We got love from everybody. Our shirts have been in Hawaii. We got photos, people sending us photos from Brazil with our shirts on. From all over the place.
That's fire, man. So my cousin, he's down in Colombia, and he was rocking my hat in Colombia.
That's what's up.
I'm like, oh my god, cuz I see you, man. Thank you. And that's the one thing too, man. It's like people want to support, people want to go and be able to really, just say like, yo, I was with him from the start. Like when he first started off what he was doing, like I was there, and that's to me is the most amazing thing when it comes to really starting your own brand and your own foot. Like, now, like I don't look at hats the same no more.
Neither after seeing yours, bro, I don't see it.
Yeah,
it's different, bro.
Like I see people wearing hats, and I always look. I'm like, all right, and I'm always looking to see, okay, all right. And then like you look at it like I like that. I wonder where that came from. I wonder what brand makes that hat.
Mm-hmm.
Because everybody expects to go to New Era, but you have 8 different companies that make great hats, like Yupon. Yupon makes great hats.
When I tell you, we've been working on the last 4 months on finding the right hat.
Yeah. Because
our stuff is unisex, for men and women. So it's a fine line for them to look good on both.
Well,
and then the design that we're trying to do is a little different. So it takes time. It takes time. to give out a good quality product is what we want to do.
You know, because the one thing for me, like, I'm a dad. You know, like I like dad.
Yep, me too. I like dad
You know,
hats. I like
so
baseball caps.
yeah,
You know, I like the old school, fitted colleges.
yeah. So
Um,
no, it's stuff like that. And it's like, all right, well, other people like this.
mhm. I've
You know,
never
that's
been a trucker hat. I don't like the trucker hats.
mm.
I don't know.
But you know,
I just my personal.
but people love truckers.
Oh yeah, people love truckers, but
Truckers are back in style.
I'm a bucket guy though. I
Yeah.
think that my
Mhm.
first hat's gonna be a bucket hat.
You know, that's the thing. You know, it's like, and you know, like for shirts, like it's a company called Shockerwear.
Yeah,
But
yeah.
yeah, but you
More
know, with Shocker,
oversized.
yeah, and their stuff is the I think they call it like they call them like oversized tees.
hmm
But they look kind of like skateboard style.
The only thing I don't like about them is that neck is a little tight. You know,
Yeah,
they got the big
big neck. Yeah,
big
like
neck.
so like for me, I like V cut, but you know it's kind of like one of those things where it's like, all right, like when you're doing something with something on the front, you kind of want that crew neck.
Yeah.
You know, but you know, for me, like Shockware makes really good, you know, Gildan.
Yeah, those are mixed real quick.
No, but the thing with Gildan too is that like that's when you start getting to like thread count, you know, and thread count and weight,
hmm
you know, because you know it's like, all right, well this right here is a 4-ounce tee. Like Shockware tees are like 7-8 ounces.
Yeah, they have
But but you see it.
Yep.
You see
You
it
feel it.
in the material.
Some people like I prefer the nice thin shirts. You know,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I like them nice and light.
You know, one of my guys, you know, he put me on to Japanese cotton. You know, and I rocked that. Like, damn, I'm like, yo, this is nice.
Mm-hmm.
And you really start getting your eyes on like, okay, well, this company used these type of shirts. These companies use these type of shirts. You know, you really start getting into just the quality control of everything.
Yeah.
You know, just quality control. All right, so like, all right, if I buy this for this price, you know, I can sell this for these. If I buy it for this price, am I going to sacrifice on the profit margin to put out a really good, you know, material shirt where it's like, all right, you know, like the profit margin doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know, it comes down to what to, you know, it comes down to that, you know, because like for a Shockerwear tee, right off the bat, you're paying anywhere from $9 to $12.
Yep.
You know, so
But you get it in the quality though.
yeah,
That's why you see people selling t-shirts for $40, $50, $60, $70.
Mm-hmm.
You know, you got to design work, you know,
because it's gonna last.
You know,
it's gonna last.
It's gonna last.
And also too, the colors aren't gonna fade on it.
Correct.
You know, like you wear certain brands after a few washes, those colors start going out.
Yeah.
You know, so it's really big on quality. It's really big on, you know, and also in it's networking and in social media. You know, because you want to get people's eyes on it. You know, so it's like, you know, and you know, people like I told you, like the big, like one of the biggest compliments I got was when, you know, John Huber said, he was like, yo, your hat is fire. Like when I heard that, like, all right, I'm more like,
and he designed some great hats.
yeah, you know, and it's something that everybody can relate to, because in our great, like, we all played Mario. Even the kids now play Mario.
Yep.
Like my best friend's daughter, she stole his hat. She's 4 years old. She stole his hat because she loved the Mario movie, and she was like, "Oh, Bowser, give me that
Right away.
right away." He got home. He took a picture with her with the hats like all the way down here. You know, and to me that right there meant the world to me. You know, to see my little niece rocking my hat, I was like, "Oh man, you can't beat that."
Now your hat's a fire, bro.
Yeah, thank you, man.
Your hat's a fire.
Like I said, man, I got something in the works. I think I'm gonna just go and do it, man, and come out with the Bowser hats, and and then from there, really start looking into getting the actual website. And
Whatever you need from us,
yeah,
we'll promote it.
I
We'll rock it.
appreciate that. I appreciate that.
Yeah, we'll rock it for sure.
I see, but man, we an hour and a half in, man. So we'll end it here. Listen, I hope you guys really enjoyed this podcast. Follow C on Instagram at His and Her Cigars, man.
His and Her Smoke.
Give him a shout out.
Yeah, His and Her Smoke. His and Her Cigars is a shop in Florida.
Sorry,
No,
I got
it's all good.
all we get to say. His and Her Smoke on Instagram. His and Her Smoke on Instagram.
Yep.
Give him a follow. Tell him I sent you. Tell him you love the merch. And also holler at him about his brands, all that good stuff, man. Until next time, guys. You guys know the vibes are ready. Tell a friend to tell a friend. Until next time, guys. Big Guilty Cigar Podcast. We out of here.
Peace.
Peace, guys.